Okay, guys. So, right. So a little bit about me. Basically, I do graphic design mostly, and I'm specialized in uh, basically doing interfaces for mobile devices and web-based platforms. So I basically design websites or applications. Or been doing that for a pretty long time, I guess. And we're just just like everyone else, exploring stuff. And so I've started my YouTube channel here, and you can guys make sure you comment and subscribe and like, and so support me if you can, if you like my video. Thank you. All right, so I tried my hand on some of the tools here, and I like some of the stuff here, especially like the new take on the UI, and like the dark interface and everything. It's interesting, but I'm not very accustomed to using a dark interface. Whereas I guess there are options to kind of change that, definitely, but I don't have that on my version of the early access right now, or maybe I have to upgrade it. But I'm just gonna go through scrim tool some of the stuff here. My primary tool, just so you know, is SketchUp. So if I ever transition to using this, it has to be like something. This has to have something really awesome. You know, so let's dive into it. Basically, as you can see, the first screen when you open up Invision, it gives you basic tutorials and obviously layouts for different mainstream platforms like iMac if you're designing for an iPhone, or if you scroll down, you can see Google Pixel, which is the main flagship platform mobile device for now. So anything that is Android or iPhone for the smartphones, that's the mainstream platforms here. And then for tablets, Nexus 9, again Android is supported. And for example, if I'm designing a website that you can do just for iMac, MacBook, or an XPS, it's pretty much the same, I guess, for web. You can design your own if you're doing a different sort of interface for any out of the ordinary real estate or any other platform. You can do that. So I'm gonna just experiment with the iPhone X and see how it looks. So first of all, the first look is you get this clean design, which is a little bit dark and very very simple, clean, minimal. Just very similar to SketchUp. So if you're a regular SketchUp user, you'll be easily adapting to this interface. You'll be easy to jump into it and experiment with it. But there are a couple of more options here that are not available currently in any in the basic version of Sketch. If you can put a plugin in there, you can probably get that. Sketch has introduced prototyping in its latest version, but I've used it. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm using currently using Craft, and I bind my prototype to Invision, sorry, and I use that for prototyping. When it comes to this is interesting. I've tried it and I kind of like it, but I'm still kind of adamant using for animations and stuff like that. I kind of use Principle, so I put my animations when I design it, and I put my animations there, the interfaces there, import it to Principle, and then animate there in the end. So that's how I work right now. This probably can replace it in the end, but right now I guess it's in the beta phase. So I would be a little reluctant to kind of jump into this platform completely. So let's just start over. This is artboard 1. Um, this is obviously the first artboard. I'm going to just duplicate it, Alt, and I'm going to just drag it over here and get two artboards. This is iPhone X real estate, as we selected the first, and as you can see here, right? You can do change it later if you want to. So for the tools, I go and select an oval, right? This probably is my profile screen here, and then I select maybe a text tool here just to put the name. Now let's, for example, say this is John Doe, right? Or Jane Doe. Let's do that, right? And let's see if we can usually pull up images from Unsplash. So if I want a profile picture, I can get really high res images. Sorry, what happened here? Okay, a little bit of glitch. Let's see if I can get a good picture of somebody smiling. All right, this is nice. And let's use this one. All right, we don't need a high-res image. We don't have to download this, and we're just testing it out. So let's do this. I'm gonna paste it right away, and it's gonna blow up, obviously. So what I'm gonna do first is mask it. All right, that didn't work. Paste it over. Sorry. Oh, okay, right. So it has to be below whatever you're pasting. Masking here. All right, let's get the face inside here. All right, that seems all right. I'm gonna add a stroke to the mask, and this is okay. This is interesting. This is, for example, I can change the position very much like Photoshop or any other tool. I can change the stroke positioning. I'm gonna just choose outside, and let's make it 6. Yeah, sounds good. Looks good. Okay, yeah, that seems like a nice color. Let's go with this. Okay, all right. So I got a picture here. I'm gonna probably it has grouped it together, the mask. So I'm gonna call it profile. And I'm gonna maybe resize it a little bit. It's a little too big, right? Okay. All right. So let's just do this quickly. I'm gonna add a little bit of bar here, so just to kind of animate. I have more things to animate, so I'm gonna add another element whenever I tap onto something. It brings out more information. You're gonna see what I'm talking about in a bit. So this is gray. Let me pick, if we can pick up a color from here. So this is good. Yeah, this is nice. We can do that here. I don't think we can do that on Sketch. I don't think we can do that, right? Okay, so I got an underline here. I'm gonna add more text if I wanted to. Let's, I think you can pull up lower Epson from um, within the application. I'm gonna choose a little bit different text. So there's a website I usually use. Okay, so as a more reasonable text, I don't want anything meaningful right now. We're just experimenting again, so anything what works. Something more texty. So drag just like any other tool. This is a big text. Let's select all. This is Futura, medium. Medium sounds good. Let's make it 18. How about that? Looks good. I think we can make it. I don't think I have all of the Futura here. Let's use a different chromatic node is a good idea. While we edit, we make this I'll edit it as well. Alright, that's good. Alright, so just to test it out, we don't have to do too much here. I'm gonna select all. I just copied the whole artboard. I should have done that later, but that's alright. I can do that now. So I copied, pasted, and it automatically pasted everything in the same position. This sketch does that every. I think pretty much any Adobe XD probably does that too. So that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is this is profile pic. So I'm gonna make it bigger. The next screen and drag it down. How about I show a little bit of information here, right? A little bit lower, right? And let's do something interesting here. See if that works. Okay. So, for example, she has gallery. Can I put my yeah? Okay, that's good. So, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just this one a little too big. All right. Okay, this looks good. Let's make it align kind of near to what the baseline for the other images, so it looks good enough. Let's flip that. All right. Remember, I'm just experimenting, so I'm not too sure what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna just see how it turns out. What I'm gonna test out here is one of its the best tools that it has is what I really like about Invision Studio is the animation ability to animate things. So I'm gonna test it out. Okay, when I tap onto anything, I have this option, this thunder interaction button, thunder icon that I can tap onto it and ask me which area it should be connecting to, which artboard it can connect to. I tap on this and it gives me this a little bit of an option to either want to go for motion, instant, that's the preset here. So it's going to do artboard 2 on a tap on the click on motion. I can choose the duration of the timing for the animation because I'm choosing the motion. I can choose the delay time, which I'm not going to do right now. I can edit the timeline of this specific interaction, which is very interesting. Principle gives you that also. So this is nice. So I'm going to play that in a bit. Just so you know, this is more text. The layers are the same. So if it animates, it's going to automatically smooth things and kind of animate everything. Let's check it out. All right. So when I tap on this, it should animate. So that is interesting. I'm gonna connect the screen to this again. Same motion, so I can flip back and forth. Bam. There's a little bit of jerk here because I guess it doesn't animate the text so well. But all in all, it gives you enough ability to kind of, and also I can put interactions like I can scroll this and other things like that. There are a lot of abilities. For example, I can okay, this is I can probably show you a little bit of scroll as I'm talking about, or in fact, sorry, swipe. what happened. Oh, finally. So I can tap onto this, and what it tells me that I can ask it to swipe. So there are 3 boxes here and then 3 boxes over here. I connect this other screen again. I can put the motion here, and I tell it to swipe right. Okay. So go. I have the ability to swipe right. So that's an automatic interaction, which is really cool, and it gives you the ability to even share by creating an external link. This can also save to obviously to the Invision prototype. I've tested it. I didn't really like it that much, but it's all right. And see, it gives you the QR code to mirror this, which is nice. So yeah, this is my just a brief overview of how Invision Studio looks and feels and how it interacts. It's a pretty nice tool. Haven't really adapted to it yet. Now let's see, with the any coming up upgrades, how it molds into a bigger product, bigger platform. I'm really hoping for it. I love Invision. I've been using it, and this is a great initiative from Invision Studio. Is a great application. It looks promising, but I'm a little bit reluctant to kind of jump into it, because it's a very serious thing to kind of, when you're designing something on a you choose a specific platform from something, you have to be very careful about how whether you'll be able to pull everything through. So otherwise you're wasting time if you cannot do certain things in there. I'm very and another thing is, obviously I'm very comfortable in my own shell currently, because I'm using 3 different applications, or maybe 4. Like I'm using Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and then obviously for my main tool, when I'm designing anything relative to the UI, I'm designing it on Sketch. And yeah, and if I'm doing prototyping, usually, if I have time, I do it on Principle. It looks really cool. That's why. So if this becomes a combination of everything, and it has a huge variety of plugins, I'd probably jump into this platform. So it looks really promising, looks really nice. It probably already has a lot of the different tools that are available on other products out there. I really didn't like XD that much, but this definitely looks like something I'm probably use, maybe in the coming months or something. So hope you like my video. Please comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, bye.